why doesn't baseball reseed? Why in the world do the Atlanta Braves, after the season they just had, boat racing everybody, with 5 guys in their lineup with 35 home runs, that they now have to take on the Phillies and not the Diamondbacks? That is ridiculous. Just because that's the way.
I agree with
that's
you,
just the way that the bracket is. The bracket is the bracket, and we're not going to reseed. That's why the NFL playoffs is the best. They reseed. If the 7 seed advances, guess what? The 1 seed faces them. They're not going to just. Am I good?
Well,
I was going to say, am I wrong?
I also think, and Brian and I were talking about this. I said, is it good or bad that we had sweeps for all these first 4 series? And he thought about it. He's like, well, it's neither here nor there, I guess. I mean, let's get on with it. But I know we had the Phillies as a 6 seed get to the World Series last year. All right, maybe we see that this year. But if you have these sweeps, like, are you? Yes, it's fun for those fan bases, for these teams to stay in it all throughout the regular season. The Cubs, the Reds, for example, in the NL, battling down to the final weekend. But if these teams generally aren't going to go anywhere, we're going to get sweeps, and like, why are we here? For the TV
it stinks
revenue.
that there isn't obviously a decisive game 3, right, for any of these wild card series. And I bet you Major League Baseball sitting around going, really? Out of all 4 of them, we didn't get one game 3 at all. But look, I think I'm talking your language too, Brockman, and same with Sarah, that come on, like and I understand that the Dodgers would have had to face the Brewers technically, right? So that said, the Brewers didn't advance. It was Arizona that advanced. And so now Arizona should be the ones to face, Atlanta. Certainly in the baseball playoffs, such a crapshoot. Once you finally get into these series and these games, they're the sport where I guess seeding doesn't matter the most, but you should still at least do such a thing. And then Philadelphia, I mean, out of any home ballpark, do they have the number 1 home field advantage in the playoffs? I know Houston is loud. I can't wait to see what Camden Yards comes across looking like and sounding like, right? I mean, they have been waiting for a long time. So I'm eager to see that. But man, I just thought to myself, wait a minute, the Braves get the Phillies. That there's something off about that.
The other thing too is both of those NL series are division series, are teams in the same division.
They know each other, I guess.
Fun. I mean, it is, I guess. Obviously, they have a history. Braves beat the Phillies 8 out of 13 this year. They're 8-5. But wouldn't you rather see, like for years we had it in the NFL, well, you can't play a team in your division, right, in the first round of the wild card.
I remember that too. But that's what I was, ready to, have a take on, if anything. That on my flight, I was thinking about that on my flight, and anybody on a transatlantic flight, when they turn the lights off and they put the shades down, anybody that still has a conversation with their seatmate should be on a no-fly list. That is just, at this point in time, and there's nothing so pressing to have a jocular conversation at this point in time that can't wait until it lands, until the plane lands. We should cease and it's a quiet car, a quiet zone. Honestly, these people have something wrong with them at this point in time. So if I seem a little bit cranky, irritable, tired
looking. Did you sit next to someone like that on your flight?
No. In front of. Okay, in front of.
Wow. Did he have his light on too? Because it
was a woman. It were 2 ladies, and it's just like, you know what? And I'm like, am I going to be that person? Am I going to be that person? No, I wasn't that person, Chris.
Wow.
Thank you for making the least of me. But
I would have had every. If you did,
I would have had every right.
Yes,
to
that's
have turned around and said the following: "What is the matter with you people? What is it? Just honestly, what? This back and forth between you and your seatmate must continue on for the next 4.5 hours while we're all trying to sleep.
Did they know each other? Were you able to figure out, like, were they friends who were flying together, or were they just 2 random people that
it's just
met?
Honestly, it's just like you people can't like each other that much. You can't. It's what I was thinking. And I thought to myself, I'm behind I'm sitting in front of 2 female Del Tufos on this flight. That's what I thought. And I'm like, I can't wait to get on the show.
With a wig, please. Can we get on that? Can we do that?
I almost.
Or maybe there's a real photo.
He makes funs with everyone.
Just don't fly with him ever.
There's also, and whether it's a red eye or a transoceanic flight, when they turn the lights off, I'm sorry, when everyone goes to bed, you shouldn't put your light on.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like if you need to prep for this big meeting, that's fine. Use the light on your own phone, or if you're probably reading your laptop at that point, you can read your laptop without the overhead light on. I'm trying to sleep.
It should be. Listen, Andrew, I know you don't have children. It's like night time. Lights out. No more talking. No more talking. Lights out. It's time to sleep. What is the matter with you people? Don't you understand what the time zone difference is going to be when you land? What do you just blow past this whole jet lag thing? I think I made my point.
Over-the-counter pharmaceuticals
I almost tweeted about it. I almost tweeted about it.
In.
I almost tweeted about it, and I deleted it because when you tweet about your travel problems, it's kind of like your fantasy team or the bad beats in poker. Nobody cares.
Oh, I think it's worse than those two.
I actually
worse
care
than
about
those
people's
two.
fantasy.
Yes, because then you're coming across.
All right, hold on, I'm tweeting this out.
As the elitist.
I care about fantasy problems. Not
average fan sitting in the upper deck or average fan sitting in 35B in the back of the plane is
yeah, Andrew.
That's how they're reacting.
I'm sitting in coach. I'm not getting
I've gotten that flack when I've done those tweets.
This had nothing to do with the seat.
I know it doesn't. I know it doesn't.
It's a societal issue.
That's how they're going to react. They're going to react because I've done it. I've had those tweets about like, oh, this guy's got his filthy feet on the wall or something like that.
Wow.
It's like, whoa, but you're sitting in first, buddy. I get that all the time.
Andrew, they give me crap. They give me crap because I get mad about people reclining their seat in front of me.
Don't get me started on that.
But see, that's a problem.
No, I recline my seat. Deal with it.
Don't give me the option.
Button that pushes my seat back. By the way, you behind me are allowed to push your seat back as well.
That's awful.
Okay,
Andrew, you're 5'6". All right, I'm 6'3". Like I need the room more than you.
But so push your seat back.
That wasn't an issue for me.
We don't need a height shame.
That wasn't an issue for me because my seat mechanically went into a flatbed. But listen, that's for another day.
Of course, I knew that. First world problems.
I knew that.
We should feel bad about him. He's sitting in 1A. On a transatlantic double-decker flight.
There's nothing better than the beds on the plane, though.
Garcon, where's my champagne?
Honestly, my choice for breakfast was not available when I woke up.
My chocolate chip cookie was not warm.
This scramble has cheese
you understand?
in it?
Do you understand? There are only 50 selections for the films, okay? So I was very upset when the people behind me didn't shut up.
Just take the hot towel and cover your eyes with it and go to sleep. Like, come on.
Sometimes we say this is a first world problem. This is literally a first class problem.
First class problem?
Yes.
Hey, okay.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.